Hey guys, it's your man Blue Rapid. I have a few interesting things I want to let off my chest onto you guys. One, I finally got myself an Elgato so I can finally do recordings rather than just doing streaming. This means I can be the way I want to be for you guys versus in a stream I'm like distracted by other things, whether it's comments or what people are saying to me. So this is going to be really cool and I feel like this is going to help my channel. Hopefully you guys enjoy stuff like that. Second, on my reaction video to the Justice League trailer, I've been getting a lot of heat on my page, or on the video I mean, because I named the videos DC's Avengers. And I named it that because it was just a joke. And a lot of people have said this. I've heard it from a lot of people that DC's trying to get into the game what Marvel is doing, making all these movies and getting really a lot of money from it, but like getting a lot of fans interested in the movie. And so I was making that joke about how DC's trying to be kind of like Marvel, not saying that Marvel's better than DC or DC's better than Marvel. I'm a fan of both. Let's just be clear about that. I watched all of that stuff when I was a kid, but I've been getting a lot of hate lately on that video. And one of the comments, someone's like been trying to get in, not into a debate, I guess, but like he's trying to like inform me. And I'm just like, your information's a little off. Like, one thing that he said was, Superman is the reason Dragon Ball is here, which is not true. Dragon Ball is pretty much based off of the story A Journey to the West. It's like an Asian story, like the Monkey King and stuff like this. And if you've seen the cover, you could see the relationship to it. And a lot of people know this. So I was like, not really. Yes, they kind of say that Goku is Japan's Superman in a way, but Dragon Ball still would have been here. Dragon Ball Z, on the other hand, maybe not as much because of how it was made. The third thing, y'all gotta find funny. If you follow me like closely enough, you'll know what I'm talking about. About 2 months ago, Watch Mojo posted a video. It was called the Top 10 Power Ranger Episodes. And on there, one of them was an RPM episode, which in my opinion, once again, this is just my opinion. Okay? Okay. RPM is not really that good. In my opinion. Okay? Okay. And somebody happened to ask, I never saw RPM. Is it any good? And I gave them my honest answer. Now, this is a direct quote from what I said in repliance to what this person had said. In my opinion, not really. There were so many better seasons out there that actually tried to stay true to the source material, Super Sentai. Not saying they all had it though, it just helped in my opinion. Or, I'm sorry, not saying they have to have it though, it's just saying it helped in my opinion. I just hated the over-the-top cheesiness. Now, when I said over-the-top cheesiness, I was meaning stuff like you know, the 6th and 7th Ranger being all hyper and crazy. I was just like, that's a little too much. When the Blue Ranger, he kind of dressed up like Braveheart, and then instead of having swords, he had tennis rackets, and he had like 5 big Polynesian dudes behind him. And I think they kind of quoted like what he said, and I was like, this is ridiculous. And stuff like that. That sort of stuff kind of got under my skin. It wasn't like it was bad. It wasn't what I was expecting from Power Rangers, especially over the years of watching Power Rangers and expecting to see something like kind of mature a little bit. Because I gave reference to Time Force and Wild Force, and I said they're meant for a little bit more mature audience, or they weren't being taken so jokingly. It was like a serious thing. And there a lot of the time when they got injured, you saw injuries, like you would see blood and they would bandage it. And now, of course, it wasn't like gory, but it was still a little bit. And I made references to this stuff. And these people were asking me, now realize this is 2 months ago, they were asking me what I meant. Now, I didn't really come back to it, and then someone made a comment. Someone that said it's the best one, and I replied, no way in hell that RPM was the best one. It was far from it. In my opinion, all the better seasons that had happened were Mystic Force and prior. And I said maybe Operation Overdrive. There was some good parts in there, but that was during the point where they were doing like the cheesy stuff that I didn't truly like. Because I remember in shows like that, they didn't have, like, yeah, they had like each character be a little bit unique in a sense, but they weren't crazy like some of these characters were. He then replied, Blue Rapid, best acting, actual realistic conflicts, dynamic subplot, define best one. And I did. And that was like a week ago, a little over a week ago. And ever since then, 2 or 3, maybe 4 different people have been like attacking me in a sense. I'm not saying like they were like, you're an idiot and stuff. Well, actually, they did start calling me an idiot. They called me a moron. They called me a child. They called me a lots of things. And the funny thing was, the moment I started retaliating, and I didn't start retaliating except for like a couple days ago because I was just so sick and tired of it. And they're like, wow, way to be respectful. It shows what kind of person you are. You like that sass? I kind of like that sass. I feel like I'm getting mature. And when I pointed out the fact that they've been nothing but disrespectful to me this whole entire time, they were like, well, when you said that your reasoning for not liking it wasn't really a good reason, we just couldn't take you seriously, and so that's why we gave you disrespect. I'm like, that's the stupidest excuse I've ever heard for why you're disrespecting me. And they would go on to say stuff like, maybe if you had a legit reason for why you don't like the show, we wouldn't be harassing you. And I'm like, my reasoning for not liking it is my own. My own mother does not like bananas for whatever reason. I think it's the texture. I don't know. She likes mashed potatoes. I don't get... Anyways, but she loves banana bread. She makes banana bread all the time. I shouldn't say she loves banana bread, but she eats banana bread. So, you know, and it's just like me. I love sweet potato pie. I don't like sweet potatoes. I don't like potatoes in general. I'll eat fries, I'll eat chips, but I do not like potatoes. I don't like them. I don't know what it is. It tastes funny to me. And people say, oh, it's about the same. No, it really is not. It's kind of like water. People say water doesn't have a taste, but it does. You can actually taste the difference in water if it's a certain bottle or whatnot. I don't know what it is, but it's there. And the funny thing is, they called me lazy just because one guy gave me references, but he didn't give me any links. Now, I'm not going to do the work for him and try to find this information because he says it's there. And he's like, well, all you have to do is do this. Well, I shouldn't have to. You should provide the evidence to prove your case. And it's not really trying to prove any case. If you like this series or whatever, that is fine. Don't ride me over it just because you have this huge beef about it. If I don't like it, you telling me, well, these people seem to like it, why don't you? It's not going to prove your point any, like at all. And when he finally did post the links, I looked at most of them. You know, it was IMDb, and one of them, literally, the rating for that one was about the same or lower than most of them, which isn't really proving his point. Yes, people's comments said they enjoyed it, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that the whole entire world enjoyed it. If you look at like a lot of reviews for things like Iron Fist. Iron Fist apparently had an 18% on Rotten Tomato, but fans gave it an 85. I enjoyed Iron Fist. Now, do I think it's the best movie, or not movie, TV show of all time? No. But it's still a pretty good TV show. I enjoyed it. But people don't seem to really enjoy it as much. And like, the funny thing is, some people were hating it because they thought he should be Asian. But even though in the comic books he's white, I don't know. Just yeah. So like I said, for a week now, I've been arguing with these people. And just recently, like, I haven't talked to him like in like a day or something. We stopped talking. Like, no one was replying. I was like, thank God, it's over. And one of them replied back to me, and he was like, you're sad, pathetic, whatever, and stuff like this. That, like, you have a job, but yet you can answer messages. Well, yeah, because it's not like I'm working 12 to 18 hours every day, get no breaks. I get like a 30-minute break, and then like I use that to like insult them. I insult them now. I'm like, you guys are idiots. If you know me, you know I don't really start harassing people. I give people respect until they show me disrespect. And the whole disrespect thing came when they didn't want to respect the fact that I didn't like the TV show. And the person who made the question has pretty much not been in the conversation at all. He asked the question, he replied back once to somebody, and he came back just the other day. He's like, whoa, what the heck is going on? And he hasn't pretty much replied back since, because I don't think he wants any part of this at all, because it's stupid. And I agree, but at the same time, it's funny watching them try to make a fool of me, because the funny thing is they brought my channel into it. They're like, wow, you're really cool, bro, you know, doing those reaction videos and playing those video games. It's what I like to do. I want to entertain people, and that's what I try to do. And for the most part, I've been somewhat successful. And I say somewhat because it's not like I get hundreds of people saying, oh my God, your videos are awesome. But, you know, I don't hear a lot of negative criticism. The sad but kind of funny thing is, one of them actually subscribed to my channel because I told them I'm going to be making this video. And he wanted to call my bluff and be there for when I post it. And I'm guessing that's his way of saying that he's going to comment and say all these ridiculous things. I don't know. All I know is that this conversation that we've had on Watch Mojo's video, this guy's comment is getting out of hand. It honestly is. Because like I commented on that comment, I commented on a different comment, and somebody actually jumped into the shorter one. It was like, yo, both of you, enough is enough. Both of you have your own right to your own opinion. And I was like, thank you, because that's what I've been saying this whole time. If you want to get mad at me that I don't like something that you like, there's something wrong with you. Because everyone in this world is not going to like the same exact thing. There's going to be something about it that I'm not going to like or you're not going to like. That's just how it is. Now, when I say I don't like RPM, I'm not saying it's the worst season. That's reserved for Super Mega Force. Okay, that to me was the worst season out of all the Power Ranger seasons. The cheesy...
Yes! Super Mega Rangers, that's a Super Mega win!
And the one thing that got me mad and said, no, I'm done with this. If you watch the Legendary Battle, there's an extended version of it that's kind of like 45 minutes. And at one point you could tell they reused footage and put it in both scenes. And they just changed what like effects that were used. That's literally what they did. And I was like, wow. Wow. And then they bring in previous Rangers. So Tommy's there. Others that I grew up watching, which I was like, oh my God. I was like so hyped. But you don't really see much of them or hear much of them. I thought they would be in throughout the season and you only get to see them towards the end, which was a letdown to me. I think there was actually a picture showing Tommy handing off his like the Green Ranger's like shield off to the Green Samurai Ranger, and I honestly thought that there was going to be that scene. I don't know what that was supposed to be about, but it kind of got my hopes up for nothing, and that's why I don't really like Super Mega Force. I got really hyped about it, seeing like previous Rangers. Like, yeah, you got to see some, but you didn't get to see like some of the ones that I grew up watching. You saw Samurai, you saw Jungle Fury, which Donnell seems like I'm not a huge fan of it. Now, I kind of enjoyed it a little bit more, and I would have enjoyed it more for both sides if they kind of followed what the Japanese version had done. And I could go in more detail about what I feel like they could have done, but I'm not going to do that in this video because it would go on too long. But if you guys want to know, I will make a video of this because the guy who subscribed to my channel for whatever reason, he probably wants to know. So tell me what you guys think. Do you think this is ridiculous, or do you guys like RPM or dislike RPM? Tell me stuff like this. What do you guys think? What's your favorite season, actually? I would like to know that. I'm not saying Mystic Force was my favorite, but it was one of my favorites. And the reason why I liked it was mostly because the theme song. The theme song got me hyped, and I really enjoyed the Megazords. The Megazords were pretty cool. I enjoyed a lot of the other seasons as well, like SPD, because that was like the first like full season black person as a Ranger, and that was really cool to me as a kid watching that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you press that like button and share with your friends so that they can enjoy it too. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook and Twitter so you can stay up to date on all my activities, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, or just random stuff to make you guys laugh, because like I have said, that's what I'm here for. So hopefully I will see you guys next time, but until then, deuces.